So, welcome, ladies, to our Dream Team Live. How are you today?
Oh, fantastic. Thanks so much for having us on today.
That's okay. I'm very curious myself to hear about this new aisle wedding market. So, just tell me all about it and sort of, I know it's sort of two business collaborating to create this. So, yeah, just tell me a little bit about everything.
Yeah, cool. So initially, actually, Christy and I, we have been business partners before. We had another business a few years ago. But basically over the period that we're all in shutdown or lockdown and our industry was affected, we basically just put our heads together and created a concept which came very organically. I initially had a bit of a thought and was like, oh, do you know what, how can we bring everyone together on one platform? And the reason being is because I was on Instagram and I was looking on Instagram trying to search for something. I was like, why is it so hard to find this, whether it was a table number or like a wishing well or something like that. And then I went to Google and tried to find like Google wishing wells and table numbers. And I was like, why am I only coming up with really generic things? Like I really want something a bit more boutique. And unless you're in the know and you work in the industry and you have suppliers that you work with regularly that you trust, for a bride or for a couple planning a wedding, those really small items can be really hard to find. And when you've got so many of those small items that you need to find, it's really time consuming. So it basically started off as I was like, oh, it'd be great to put together, like offer a marketplace, which basically is where anyone who sells a wedding product can basically put their products straight onto our platform and sell direct to our audience. Rather than Christy and I going and finding all these supplies and having our own warehouse, we thought it would be so much better to involve anyone within the industry who has a product to sell. It obviously gives them opportunity and it gives couples an opportunity to just have a one-stop shop. But it kind of evolved since then as well, because obviously for Christy and I, we've been in the industry for almost 10 years, literally almost started our businesses on the same date. Almost 9 years ago, 3 weeks and 4 days ago. But we've worked within the industry for that long. And one thing I know personally, and Dan, I'm sure you've had it many times as well, where other people then come to you and they're like, hey, can you be my business mentor? I'm new to the business. I want to know where, what suppliers you use, who your accountant is, who you use for social media, right? And we had these ongoing conversations. And so for Christy and I, we're like, how can we create a space? Obviously, we've got that space for engaged couples where they can come. It's a one-stop shop. But how can we support our community, whether it's new businesses, existing businesses, or expanding businesses, and offer them the opportunity to have like a hub, like a wedding hub, I suppose. So we were like, great, let's create a wedding directory, but not your typical wedding directory. We won't have cake suppliers and florists, etc. It's a business wedding directory. So for instance, if you create websites for people in the wedding industry, we want you to list on our directory. If you are an accountant, you work with wedding and events, specific clients, we want you, because our people in the wedding community, they want you. So we want you. Does that make sense? And then we've also got people like yourself who have wedding courses, digital products, e-books, all of that sort of stuff. And there are so many people around Australia, like talented wedding vendors who have got multiple digital products. Again, we want to basically put all of that onto Aisle Wedding Market because it's great for couples. Again, if they want to do like a 1-day how to plan my wedding workshop, again, you look on Instagram, it's really hard to find unless unless you're like following those people or you've had a recommendation. So ultimately, we want people to come to Aisle Wedding Market, yes, to find their products, which is going to be brilliant, but also if they do want those, like, how do I how do I create a seating chart? You know, how do I plan this, or whatever it might be. We want them to come to ISLE as a hub, and they can find literally anything they want in the resource sector. Obviously, when you're planning your wedding, another thing you search for is YouTube and podcasts. You want to kind of watch those YouTube channels, listen to those podcasts. So again, we want to list those resources on ISLE. So again, if, say for instance, if you have a YouTube channel or a podcast channel, you can list it on ISLE, which means your direct audience is specific to what your medium is, I suppose. But there's so much more.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
Ready to keep going?
Incredible. Like I love that idea. The two thing with the couples and also with the businesses, because it's so important to have those really good networks and those contacts and recommendations.
Yeah.
And so when are you officially launching, or when is it going to go live, or is it live?
We'll be launching next month. So we've just got a few final touches to put to the platform. We're doing a really exciting photo shoot today with about 16 suppliers. So that'll come out in the coming weeks, and then we'll be able to launch the platform. And yeah, it's really exciting. We've got some amazing suppliers already on board, and we just can't wait to get out there and start, offering this service to couples where they can just come and just find whatever they need for their wedding. Like Judy was saying, also for the wedding suppliers to be able to come on and find those resources that they have to trawl through the internet to find. It's all just going to be in one place.
And just to even add to what Christy was saying, I started an e-commerce store last year, not related to the wedding industry, but the effort and the expense in the marketing and the social media and all the content and the photos and all of that sort of stuff has just actually given me a whole new light into e-commerce. And that was probably another pressing point for us. There are these suppliers within our industry who have these amazing products, but not necessarily the resource to go and invest in a website, to go and invest in the branding, in the marketing, in their social medias in order to push those products, particularly if you don't have that many products. If you've only got a few products that you're selling, then all of that investment and that time and those resources that you're putting into that, whether you're going to get the return on investment, you might not. Whereas if you've already got a platform that's built for you, it's marketed, you've got the right audience there, you can upload those products straight away and you've already got an audience without having to do the marketing side of things. And really to upload a couple of products would take, 20 minutes maybe.
So, I think as well, one large component of it is there's going to be pre-loved furniture and items on there as well. So, Judy obviously having Hampton Event Hire, if there's, something that's discontinued, Hampton Event Hire will be loading it onto the site for couples or other stylists, hire companies to purchase, which, at the moment you have to go onto Gumtree or eBay or whatever it might be, Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. This would be just wedding specific items, which then, if a couple, for example, buy something after their wedding, they can relist it back on there for another couple. So it's going to be a really nice little community for pre-loved, new, and then resources as well.
Cool. And what, like in terms of some pre-loved items, what are you thinking that you'll see on there?
Well, we've already loaded quite a few into the platform, but we've got some beautiful like peacock chairs. We've got bar stools, we've got chairs, we've got bar tables, like absolutely everything that you can think of, arbors, different structures.
And also for couples, when couples, again, they go to ISLE, essentially, they'll buy their wishing well and their table numbers or their candlestick holders or whatever it might be, but then they can list that back on ISLE under the pre-love section, because there's and Dan, like you've obviously worked with thousands of brides who end up with all this stock at the end of it, who then go, hey, do you want this? Like, can you do anything with it? Or they, they try and sell it to their friends. So, and obviously pre-loved is becoming something that people are becoming more conscious of. I think the eco-conscious side of things. And that's obviously something that we want to help create in the space where we can.
No, I absolutely love that idea. I think it's great. I know you know, in the past we've sort of been trawling into the internet for like little items, as you said, like wishing wells or table numbers and stuff like that, and you just get lost in this, you know, this, you know, a whole of the internet. But yeah, I think it's great. Are you going to list dresses? I just randomly thought of that.
Yeah, we have discussed that. So it is definitely in the pipeline. To place on aisle. I think the whole concept will be you'll be able to find everything from start to finish for your day. So which is super exciting. And dresses is definitely high on the list because
Cool. Oh, it sounds amazing. I definitely want to list some of my products on there. So
I'd love to have you on
me up. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited about your launch next month. So in July. And I know you've already started an Instagram page called the Isle Wedding Market, which is so beautiful. And excited to see, you know, those photos from the shoot today come through. And I wish you so much luck, and we'll definitely at White Plus White be promoting the Isle Wedding Market, because it's just
thank you so much.
So
and you know what, you were part of our inspiration as well when we were creating that wedding resources, because we're like, you've got these amazing products that you have, and we're like, there's so many other people that would have similar products. How great would it be for everyone just to pop it on the one, and again just expand that target audience, you know, and their market. And it's a great way. I mean, Dan, even if you wanted to become a business mentor for the wedding industry, you know, like there's so many like great and very talented and experienced wedding vendors out there who could become that business mentor for someone else. So it's a great help. But we appreciate your time today as well. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. And we'll chat more about your wedding Isle Wedding Market off camera. But well, congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing it launch next month.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Dan. Bye.
Bye.